Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. On this channel we post writing tips, unboxings, book hauls, book reviews and the occasional vlog. And today I actually have a bit of a double video for you because I'm going to share with you guys the 4 books I'm planning to take on a honeymoon, but also a parcel arrived literally just before filming this video. And it's from Lucy Yak, and it's actually some clothes that I have specifically ordered for the honeymoon. So we're going to have 4 books I'm going to read and a clothes unboxing. So let's get into it. Before I get into that, don't forget, if you like what you see, to subscribe to the channel. You'll continue to support me a lot, so thank you guys so much. Alright, first of all, story time. Me and Matt got married last year in May 2025 and we went on a mini-moon to St David's in Wales. On that trip I read 2 books in a week, which is why for our honeymoon we are going to Portugal for 2 weeks, and actually when this video comes out will, I think, be the weekend we return back to the UK. But I'm going to take 4 books with the idea that just in case I might end up reading 2 books in a week, but there's no pressure if I don't. I just don't want to be caught short of a book. So let's go through the books for the honeymoon. The first one is a short one, and I'm taking this one as a palette cleanser if it's needed, also as a quick one, you know, if I finish these 3 and I have a day left. It's an easy read, it's small to take on the flight, and that is Days at the Murasaki Bookshop by Satoshi Yagisawa. I'll read you guys the blurb for this one. A tale of families, love, new beginnings, and the comfort that can be found in books. From the beginning of summer to early spring, I lived at the Murasaki Bookshop. I spent that period of my life in the spare room of the 2nd floor of the store, trying to bury myself in books. The cramped room barely got any light, and everything felt damp. It smelled constantly of musty old books, but I will always remember the days I spent there, because that's where my real life began. And I know without a doubt that if not for those days, the rest of my life would have been bland, monotonous, and lonely. The Murasaki Bookshop is precious to me. It's a place I know I'll never forget. It is an international bestseller, and it's been on my to-read list for ages. I bought it when I was going through a phase of buying loads of translated Japanese literature, and it's one that I just haven't got round to reading. So that's book 1 I'm going to take on a honeymoon. The second book is actually a borrowed book, and again, you're going to see a bit of a theme. It's one that we've had on our shelf for far too long, and I need to return it to Matt's parents, who we borrowed it from. And that is Orange is the New Black, My Time in a Woman's Prison by Piper Kerman, and it's a New York Times bestseller. I have watched most of Orange is the New Black TV series and loved it, and Matt's parents just gave us this to read. Matt's read it, it's been here for ages, I've got to read it, so I'm going to take this one. Let me read you guys the blurb. With her career, live-in boyfriend, and love and family, Piper Kerman barely resembles the rebellious young woman who, over a decade ago, got mixed up with drug runners and delivered a suitcase of drug money to Europe. But when she least expects it, her reckless past catches up with her. Convicted and sentenced to 15 months at an infamous women's prison in Connecticut, Piper becomes inmate 11187-424. From her first strip search to her final release, she learns to navigate this strange world with its arbitrary rules and codes, its unpredictable, even dangerous relationships. And she meets women from all walks of life who surprise her with tokens of generosity, hard truths, and simple acts of acceptance. And it says on here, not just a tale of prisons, drugs, crime, or justice. It is, simply put, a beautifully told story about how incredible women can be. That's from Elizabeth Gilbert, bestselling author of Eat, Pray, Love. Book 2, I'm going to take on our honeymoon. And we do have a little bit of a theme now. The next 2 books are books that my mom lent me, and I need to check first she wants them back. But again, Matt's already read them, and we've had them on the shelf for too long. The first one is The Housekeepers. Revenge Will Be Served at Midnight by Alex Hay. I'll read you guys the blurb. Upstairs, Madam is planning the party of the season. All eyes on the grandest house in Mayfair as the countdown to their lavish summer ball begins. Everything must be perfect, with the chandeliers gleaming and cellars stocked loyal housekeeper Mrs. King is suddenly dismissed. Downstairs, the servants are plotting the heist of the century. As the clock strikes 12 on the night of the ball, Mrs. King will return to strip the house of its riches, right under the nose of her former employee. And she knows just who to recruit to pull off the impossible. A bold alliance of women with nothing left to lose and every reason for revenge. And this does have some reviews on the back. A glamorous historical heist that kept me hooked to the last page from Jennifer Saint. Impressive from Sunday Times. The Guardian, a perfect holiday read, good. And Daily Mail, a rip-roaring tale of revenge. It also has on the front, The Times, delightfully mischievous, and Kieran Millwood Hargrave, flawless, lawless, fun. So this just sounds like a good time. Matt said out of the two, this was his least favourite, but he does think this one will be right up my street because I do love historical fiction. So book 3 to read on the honeymoon is The Housekeepers, Revenge Will Be Served at Midnight. And the final book that I'm going to take on our honeymoon, again, one from my mum and one following the theme here, is How to Solve Your Own Murder by Kristen Perrin. I'll read you guys the blurb. In 1965, a fortune teller told Frances Adams that one day she'd be murdered. Frances spent 60 years compiling dirt on every person she met, just in case they might turn out to be her killer. But none of her friends or family took her seriously until she was dead. When her great-niece Annie arrives in Castle Knoll, she finds herself a participant in a dangerous game. Frances will stipulate that the person who finds her killer will inherit her millions, and in the heart of her sprawling country estate lies an eccentric library of detective work, where the right person could step in and use her findings to solve her murder. This also has a lot of reviews. J.M. Hall, stuffed with clues, secrets and surprises, terrific. Ellie Griffiths, warm, clever and wildly original. Sunday Post, a devilishly clever plot. Glamour, will totally grab your attention and capture your imagination. And on the front, Royal Mail, delightfully refreshing. Jenny Godfrey, very funny. Guardian, plenty of twists. And then it says, Frances always said she'd be murdered. She was right. So those are the 4 books I'm taking on the honeymoon. A translated literature, a kind of non-fiction really about life in prison, and 2 murder mysteries. So Days at the Murasaki Bookshop, Orange is the New Black, The Housekeepers, and How to Solve Your Own Murder. Bonus time on this video, let's unbox my parcel from Lucy and Yak. Wow. So it has arrived in this beautiful sari bag. How cute is that? I love it. Okay, so I like the sari. I don't like that Lucy and Yak are now sending things in plastic. That does concern me. I got a white tank top, a turquoise t-shirt, some black shorts, a cream and blue tank top, a black t-shirt, and some shorts dungarees. Let's go try these on. Black t-shirt, vest up. It's so soft. Teal t-shirt, cream tank top, and shorts. These scream holiday. No. I got pockets. Oh yeah. And that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. If you like to see as soon as I upload, click that little bell down below. You can also follow me on Instagram, Facebook and Tumblr. I post my bookish pictures as well as my writing tips and unboxings on there. I will attempt to take you guys with me a little bit when I read these 4 books, but it is mine and Matt's honeymoon, so I will not be really vlogging or working in any way. But I will try to possibly take a few clips as I read these books. But I will do a book review of the books I read on our honeymoon, so the clips will be in that if I do take any. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye!